Most people think a money problem looks like debt or a bad month or a number that's too high. But that's not actually what a money problem does to a relationship. That's what a money problem does to everything else.
When was the last time you and your partner talked about money and neither of you got defensive? If you're having trouble remembering, that might be the first sign.
Research from the American Psychological Association consistently ranks money as the #1 source of conflict in relationships. Not infidelity, not parenting disagreements, not work stress, money. But here's what the research also shows. Most of the damage doesn't happen during the argument. It happens in the silence before it, in the small patterns that build up slowly until they become something neither partner knows how to name.
8 of those patterns, we've lived most of them. This is what they actually look like.
Sign 1. You have a topic you don't bring up.
There's a number you know. Your credit card balance, your student loan total, what you actually spent last month versus what you said you spent. You know it, you just don't say it. Not because you're hiding it intentionally, because the conversation it would start feels harder than the silence.
A 2023 survey by the National Endowment for Financial Education found that 43% of partnered adults admitted to financial deception, including hiding purchases, lying about debt, or concealing savings accounts. The majority described it not as deception, but as avoiding a difficult conversation. The relationship doesn't feel the difference.
Sign 2, one of you makes all the financial decisions.
In most couples, one person becomes the default financial manager. They pay the bills, they track the accounts, they know the numbers the other one doesn't. This often starts as efficiency. One person is better with money, so they handle it.
It doesn't stay efficient. It becomes a power dynamic neither person chose. The managing partner carries the cognitive load of every financial decision. The other partner feels excluded or relieved to be excluded, which is its own problem.
Over time, the one who doesn't manage stops feeling ownership over the shared financial life. It stops feeling like ours. It starts feeling like theirs.
If only one of you understands the money, only one of you owns the future. Sign 3. You feel relieved when your partner doesn't ask.
You make a purchase, you get home. Your partner doesn't notice, doesn't ask, conversation moves on, and you feel relief. Not guilt, not gratitude, relief. Like you got away with something.
Relief means you expected consequences, and expecting financial consequences from your partner means the financial dynamic in your relationship has shifted from partnership to management. You are not two people building something together. One of you is reporting to the other.
Signs 4 through 6 are harder to rationalize, and signs 7 and 8, most couples don't see them until it's already expensive. Keep watching.
Sign 4, your money arguments always end the same way.
Most couples have 1 or 2 recurring money arguments, not variations. The same argument, same trigger, same positions, same outcome. Usually someone apologizes, the numbers don't change, and the argument waits.
We had the same argument about dining out for 14 months. I wanted to cut it back. Charlie thought we had it under control. We'd look at the number, one of us would concede. And 3 weeks later, we'd be back at the same table, having the same dinner, about the same dinner. The argument wasn't about dining out. It was about control and priorities, and whose version of enough got to be the default. We couldn't fix the dinner budget because the dinner budget wasn't the real problem.
Sign 5. You use money to avoid other conversations.
A hard week at work, a tension between you that neither of you has named yet, and one of you buys something, not because you needed it, because it felt like doing something when doing something felt better than sitting with nothing.
Emotional spending in couples is often misread as a money problem. It's usually a communication problem wearing a price tag. Consumer psychology research shows that discretionary spending increases by an average of 18% during periods of relationship stress, Even when income stays flat, the spending isn't the cause, it's the symptom.
Sign 6. Your financial goals are individual, not shared.
Ask yourself this: do you and your partner have a shared financial goal with a specific number and a specific date? Not, we want to save more. Not, we'd like to buy a house someday. A number, a date, a plan you both built and both understand.
Before we changed our system, I could tell you exactly what I was saving for individually. I couldn't tell you what we were saving for together.
We had two financial lives running in parallel and calling it a partnership. Partnership requires a shared destination. We didn't have one.
Signs 7 and 8 are where the quiet damage becomes structural. These aren't habits anymore. These are conditions. Worth pausing for.
Sign 7. One income. Disappearing would be a crisis. Here is a question that should be easy to answer. If one of you lost your income tomorrow, how many months could your household function without significant changes? If the answer is less than 3 months, your financial structure has built a dependency that removes optionality from both of you. You cannot leave a bad job. You cannot take a career risk. You cannot absorb a health emergency without it immediately becoming a relationship emergency. The Federal Reserve's 2023 survey of household economics found that 57% of dual-income couples could not maintain their current lifestyle for more than 60 days on a single income. That number isn't a financial statistic. It's a description of how much freedom most couples have quietly surrendered without realizing they were doing it.
When we calculated our own number, it was 47 days. We thought we were doing fine.
47 days.
Sign 8. You've stopped imagining a different future together. There's a version of sign 8 that's easy to miss because it doesn't feel like a financial sign. It feels like tiredness, or practicality, or just getting older. You used to talk about what your life could look like, the place you'd live, the work you'd eventually leave, the things you'd do once things settled down. And at some point, you're not sure when, those conversations stopped. Not because you decided they were unrealistic, because the financial pressure of your current life left no room to imagine a different one. When money is tight enough, or uncertain enough, or stressful enough, the future collapses into the present. You stop planning and start managing. The moment you stop imagining a future together is the moment the relationship starts surviving instead of living. That's not a money problem. That's what a money problem does to everything else.
None of those 8 signs mean your relationship is broken. They mean your financial system is, and a broken system is fixable.
We had 6 of the 8 at one point. 6. We're not saying that to make you feel better. We're saying it because when we went back and looked, none of them appeared overnight. They all built slowly, over time, in the space between conversations we kept putting off. When was the last time you talked about money without getting defensive? That was never really a question about money. It was a question about whether the two of you still feel safe enough with each other to tell the truth.
Which of the 8 hit closest to home for you? Drop it in the comments. Number only if you don't want to explain. We read everyone, and if you want to see the system we built after recognizing these signs in ourselves, subscribe if you want to follow the rest of this journey.